LPL team, or a North American team took down an LPL team. Let's see if they can do it today.
All right, hopping into our last Champ Select powered by Omen and HyperX for the day. And the bans from BLG who have elected to stay on blue side remain the same here in the first two. Cassiopeia and Azir. Orianna, though, becomes the third. The Galio remains unbanned. Will FlyQuest now decide to continue their Rumble bans? They've already banned Nami and Skarner.
If they do, I'm kind of scared of a Camille Galio comp from BLG. Bin's Camille is exceptional, and they definitely pilot Camille Galio well.
No
I think that's smart. Just to remove it from the pool. As you mentioned, we're so deep in the mid lane pool specifically. Yone gone, Orianna, Azir, Cassio, with all the other 8 you can see on your screen. You have to imagine that mid lane priority rises pretty significantly, and there's that first lock-in for the Galio.
It's going to be a Camille Galio game, isn't it?
It's flexible, of course. It can go into both mid or the bot lane. They can potentially play it top. We don't typically see Bin on a champion like this, but in the hands of Knight, in the hands of On, it could go either way. The Caitlyn, at least, was something we've even seen from BLG before. Right now, of course, this is just a bit of a hover. But I wonder if the Caitlyn priority is going to rise. We've been seeing it banned a lot on the second phase from FlyQuest. Lucian Braum, perhaps, from FlyQuest.
Yeah, FlyQuest banning out the Nami, the most common traditional pairing with the Lucian, but we know that Braum and Melio are the other two that teams will often try to pair alongside Lucian specifically. Inspired. Just the man of the day for FlyQuest, you would have to say. Very curious what they're going to lock for him in this one.
Yeah.
I was about to say Nocturne, Jarvan, Lee Sin, the kind of the main junglers you're thinking about.
Lee Sin for Inspired in game number 5.
All right, a lot of pressure on his shoulders to make some magic happen. He needs a mid laner that can facilitate this. LeBlanc is one that kind of comes to mind, but into Galio already, you're a little bit put off by that pick.
And then you're looking at a comp that has Lucian, LeBlanc as the carries.
Yep.
Not a lot of late game scaling, requires a lot of heavy focus on execution.
Ooh, I like Nocturne.
Lots of globals here,
so
BLG layering it on.
You can feel the Camille coming.
Gosh, I felt it at the very beginning, even before they locked anything in. Okay. Honestly, I'm less scared of this, because if they could save their picks, so. Okay. So this does have tremendous side lane pressure as well as team fighting. So lots of flexibility and options here for BLG.
Lot of dive. Again, assuming this Galio is being played in the mid lane, has the possibility of being switched into support.
Yeah.
But now I'll have to wait and see is what we assume is the top side from BLG. A lot of dive at their disposal. I think the possibility of a Braum could be good into this amount of dive, but I guess FlyQuest is worried about the amount of engage that they have. Leona, the last engage support really available.
Exactly, this deep into Fearless, game 5, your options start to dwindle. You can see the Alistar, the Rel, the Rakan, the Nautilus, all of these traditional engage options off the table. So FlyQuest will prioritize Leona.
Yeah, and Leona Lee Sin is an amazing jungle support combo. And with the way that Inspired and Busio as well together have been playing, that is...
I feel like Braum Caitlyn is super high priority. There's always, I'm thinking of Sivir as well, things that fit nicely into this composition. They're going to agree with the Caitlyn. I mean, they've been consistently banning it away from Elk so far in this series, so that shouldn't be too much of a surprise. The question is, what do they ban alongside it? I feel like the Braum is super high prio. On the other side for BLG, I think they should continue to just pinch this mid lane pool, but I'm strapped for really what mid laners there are left.
We have seen a lot of the popular mid lane options, the Taliyah, the Ahri, the Aurora, Annie, Rise, Victor, all removed by Fearless. Gragas will be the choice instead, removing another one of those potential engage options.
Also just a good, safe top lane pick for Bwipo as well. And weirdly enough, I thought, like, Kiana is even stuff I'm thinking about in mid lane. Like, you could have, like, AP top, AD mid.
We'll see. It's always so fun when you get this far into Fearless, seeing what the teams will come up with all of these extra bans.
Syndra is still available too. What else of the more common ones?
There's that Braum ban, kind of as we expected.
Yep.
What is BLG even going to go bot lane? I guess like Sivir. Sivir's kind of the one that stands out.
Yeah, I mean, they've...
Ashe is a possibility as well.
Jinx, they could go for resets.
Jinx, yes. Could go for a lot of long range. Jinx in these late game 5s has a lot of value just because of the lack of backline threat that often exists. Like a Jinx Lulu could be a possibility.
Yeah.
The crowd's getting... Masu loves baiting the crowd with these Teemo hovers.
Let's see, what else? There was a sign. We just had an Urgot sign for Bwipo.
He's nodding.
That man's prayers have been answered. It's Bwipo Urgot into Bin Rumble in Game 5.
Bwipo has so much confidence in his Urgot, talking to all the Urgot 1 tricks for a long time, investing so much time in on this champion, liking to scale with it.
But this is the thing, there's always the possibility of that Gallo being flexed. Right now the Shen is being hovered, could be sent towards the top side of the map. See what the final lock-in is here. And it's going to be the Shen. We don't know where this is going.
Either one could be support still.
Oh, and a Xayah to round things out. How could I forget about Xayah? A lot of independence. A very strong laner as well. And honestly, I think that FlyQuest composition is quite short range. I think both an Ashe and a Xayah would work really nicely.
This is so much global pressure, and the extra engage from an Ashe arrow now does look very good there for the BLG side.
We'll see if they lock it in. They've already got semi-globals from Nocturne and Galio. Now 2 true globals from Shen and Ashe. Only the Rumble doesn't have a semi-global or full global contributor
long range,
for this comp.
Damn long range on that ulti.
Yeah.
What will be the final pick here for FlyQuest? That mid laner. Question marks surrounding. I don't think you can afford the Syndra. It's too low mobility into this composition. Oh, Game 5 Zillion!
North American Magic!
Oh, Game 5 Zillion!
Somebody get Bjergsen on the phone!
Is Bjergsen here? Where's Jensen? Get North American Classic! The Zillion locked in for quad! The revival, the speed! Wow!
When you have this much dive, the revival can be the difference maker.
Wow.
And when we think about the range of FlyQuest, the bonus movement speed that FlyQuest is going to get, the question is, have they cooked too much? Do they have enough damage? Because I look at this BLG composition and you can see how it all fits together seamlessly. Yeah. The wombo combo, the pick potential, the globals, the attack possibilities on the side lane. For FlyQuest, you've got a Zillion with an Urgot and a Lee Sin, and the pick potential is real, but it's definitely a combination of all sorts of jams.
BLG went for power picks that were still up, higher tier champions. FlyQuest have gone for pocket picks. Can they make them work?
The final fist bump between the coaches after our Game 5 draft is done. BLG, like you said, Kobe, they're going for the best stuff they could still see based on expectations.
Tier list.
I'll tell you what, if you told me that I would get 10 guesses to pick the mid laner this game, none of them would have been Zillion.
Do you believe in the tier list or do you believe in the magic? We shall see.
I mean, I feel like the crowd believes in the magic, but BLG, they are a resilient team. They've been pushed to Game 5 many times before.
And speaking of those Game 5s, throughout international competition history in LoL esports, North America and China have gone head-to-head 7 times. Of those 7 times, North America has won once, and only once. You mentioned it earlier, Vedius. It was the MSI 2019 semifinals, Team Liquid versus IG 3-1 Team Liquid. This would be the first time in 6 years, the second time ever, if FlyQuest clutched this. But for BLG, a team that has been pushed to the brink many times against many opponents and proven their mettle, if they can stop FlyQuest here, they make a convincing argument as they move forward in the lower bracket.
They certainly would. Brush, he
Masu's
goes
not
out
in
of the
vision.
brush.
He's not in vision!
What in the?
Masu, what are you doing? He has to pop the cleanse. He takes a ton of damage. Half his health bar's already gone and the minions are here. He has to pop a potion. He can't recall.
A misclick in game 5 costs him half his HP. The pot will be gone as well. He starts with the E. The BLG bottom lane already finding an advantage. A minute and a half into the game. Oh, and the zone denial.
It's so tragic for Masu there as On dashes in immediately for the taunt. Masu and Busio down to half HP.
Look at the XP. Busio has gained access to XP, but Masu has not. He's yet to get a drop of XP.
Oh, that is so painful.
I talked at the beginning of last game about how games 2 and 3, you saw so much domination from the BLG bottom lane in the games that BLG won. And now at the start of game number 5, things are starting absolutely rotten for the FlyQuest bot lane duo as Elk and On are in total control.
This just completely warps the lane. This is domination. How far can BLG extend this advantage? I mean, the wave is now going to push into them slowly, and they did invest the flash from Shen, but he's got Hex Flash.
There he goes again. Hex Flash taunt. Busio still only level 1 on this Leona. Gonna take even more damage here. Finally, that wave is gonna be shoved forward, and you can see Elk will hit 12 farm before Masu has a single minion.
This is absolutely brutal when everything comes down to this game on the big stage. But under pressure, under the push on this tower, we see Nocturne coming over.
And the good news is that Inspired is in the area. He can look to defend, but of course BLG using this pressure to put the pressure onto Inspired.
As a smite.
Exactly, Inspired in danger, but it looks like he does secure his blue buff. Beishwan ready to try to flash, but his first blood over to Knight! He solo kills Quad underneath the turret and he gets away!
What is happening? We need a replay. I was too focused on what was happening in the jungle. Inspired loses his flash, and Knight on Galio gets a solo kill in the mid lane.
BLG, when all the pressure is on, they are outstanding, getting advantage after advantage here in just the first 4 minutes.
So a good trade, and the 1v1 has the level advantage, doesn't get the level 4. No, he does level up.
Just walks up and taunts him. Full combo.
Oh my, just full combo.
Easy.
Phase rush to get him to safety as well. Well played by Knight. If the bot lane damage wasn't enough, the mid lane just adding insult to injury.
And if we check in top, Ben's doing just fine against the Urgot from Bwipo here. Remember, Bwipo did have the counter pick, had the opportunity to choose what he wanted in this matchup.
But it's going to get even worse, Flowers, because when we look at this bot wave state, oh, Knight's here!
Oh, Knight's already made his way in with a Justice Punch, and now Masu and Busio, they aren't fighting in range of the turrets, so immediately BLG try to get as much as they can. The heal from Busio spent there.
I mean, Zilean has very little wave clear early on. And so Knight is just taking advantage of that, pushing him underneath this tower. The engage from Bwipo.
Yeah, Bwipo's going in after Ben. The Rumble is overheated as Ben tries to escape. He's still got the flash. Now Busio and Masu in the bottom lane looking to go aggressive as Ben gets away. Busio down to 100 HP, flashes in for the shield of Daybreak. Elk is about to die. It's a 1-for-1 trade. On gets the kill on Busio as now Knight's looking to make a play in the mid lane once again on a Quad, who's down to 250 HP. On versus Masu in the bottom lane at the same time as Inspired's also coming towards mid, but there's no play to be found.
Yeah, Inspired after getting the flash out on the top side, just gonna go back to his camp at the moment. Quad is too low. The Zilean early on does not do a lot, and Knight has really been flexing his muscles.
I mean, Masu getting a kill in that bot lane 2 versus 2 was really important for FlyQuest. The fact that he was able to get the kill on gets the kill in exchange means that he gets a huge influx of gold, and after all of that pressure, he's been able to get the experience advantage. Hopefully we can have a look at that bot wave as well. I'd love to see that it's state that it's in. I hope that it's actually, I think this is a fine state for FlyQuest, which means that he's now going to come back to lane. He's spent some gold, and he should be a lot more comfortable in this 2 versus 2.
Yeah, we'll just have to check on the jungle pressure here because Beishwan does move on over. Inspired finishes his clear to the bottom side.
Okay,
that tri-brush vision.
Busio wants to make sure that he's got some information in the area, but the only information he's going to get is Nocturne is here. If he's not careful, Beishwan does shoot the Dustbringer back at him, and with On right beside him, there's no way for FlyQuest to contest this Pixel Brush control ward.
Yeah, the wave should be slow pushing towards them anyway, though, so they can collect there. But the CS builds here for Elk as they build up their minion wave. And then once you push that big wave in, you can rotate over to the Dragon. FlyQuest are forced to collect their wave at their tower, so should be a BLG objective.
Yep, BLG with total control over the bot side river. Level 6 now for both of our mid laners, so big playmaking for Knight, big counter playmaking from Quad. It's been a while since we've seen Zilean, so for anybody who forgot, remember, you're only going to get the heal from the ultimate if you actually die. So the big challenge here for BLG will be to get someone low enough that they force Quad's hand, but not actually kill them to prevent the heal in these chaotic fights that we've seen the whole series long.
Keep your eyes on Inspired. Something he's been doing super well throughout this series is moving into Beishuan's jungle, stealing away camps, just tracking what Beishuan is up to and looking to punish him where he can. He realized that Beishuan still had camps to clear on his bot side, so he's going to steal away the wolves. Nicely done there by Inspired. Gets to level 6 first and will get away to safety.
Exactly. Huge that he gets the big wolf there because it guarantees he has level 6. But just the tiny wolf was enough to get Beishuan to his ultimate as well. We could end up getting a pretty big fight here in the top side if Ben wants to try to go in for something, but it's not going to happen. Recall for Bwipo instead. Down there in the bottom lane, the 2v2 continues as On and Elk are going to be forced back. Busio jumps in for the Shield of Daybreak onto Elk. Immediate follow-up from Masu, but now he's got to be careful. Elk is focused firing, and BLG is ready to try to turn it around. FlyQuest and BLG both at about half HP. Knight on the Galio, not anywhere nearby to try to use the ulti to come in here and interfere. Elk ticking level 6, arrow available.
Yeah, it gets a little bit dangerous here, especially with the extra globals available on their side. Of course, Beishuan is on the top side of the map, but he hasn't revealed himself in a while. As they go over for Grubs, though, these wards leading up, we'll see BLG taking their objective.
This should be uncontested. Inspired can't really do much when he's got a Zilean mid lane this early on into the game. Easy objective secured by BLG. Extend the gold lead that bit more with 1.2k gold lead, 8.5 minutes in. But Inspired, once again, on the invade, trying to deny as much farm away from Beishuan as he can.
Yep, sees the red here, leash is over, also sees On.
I think this is ambitious. Knight has the ulti, remember?
Okay, immediately the invade from Inspired, gonna get punished! BLG collapse on him.
The global's not respected there. We just mentioned, again, the Nocturne and the Galio have their ultimates available, and they close the trap shut on Inspired's invade.
A bit of desperation there as Inspired is trying to do what he can on the map, stealing away camps where he can, but as you rightly said, not respecting the collapse. Quad has the support of Busio.
Yeah, they jump in, they try to do a little damage onto Knight, but Zilean may as well be a support at this point in the game. No real damage threat there. Knight can back away.
See here. Quad is building up here with the tier. Maybe he goes the same build that Nemesis went with Los Ratones, with his Seraph's Cosmic Drive and Imperial Mandate. But it's going to take a bit of scaling for that champion. FlyQuest trying to weather the storm. BLG's continuing to build their gold lead here. And with when the globals come right back up, they could just force again. The Ashe Arrow plus Nocturne ultimate and Galio ultimate will be close together.
It's a huge combo. Shen can jump in with the Galio there as well. Elk forcing Masu all the way back. The very end of the volley hits him, but now Busio and Inspired looking to move bot side and make a play. Elk has his summoners ready and immediately drops the cleanse. Inspired looking for something else, but Beishuan's also already here. On's the target, but he's not the right target. Elk with the slow on Busio as BLG decide not to overchase. Beishuan still with 1/4 of the cooldown left on his ultimate, and BLG do not want to overplay.
They spot Knight on the roam. BLG get the taunt connected onto Inspired, but he's too close to his tower to really commit to anything. They have good pressure and they have great setup around the Dragon. Beishuan considering starting this one off. It's hard for Quad to roam again on the Zilean. He doesn't offer a huge amount outside of that ulti, and yeah, FlyQuest don't feel confident enough to fight. The arrow connects.
Beautiful shot from Elk, and the follow-up is just as good. BLG have found the heart of FlyQuest, and they're tearing it out. Inspired, second death this game. Busio might just die here again, as Quad drops a very early chrono shift, and it looks like BLG are ready to wait it out. Quad gets taunted up, he has to flash away. Busio surviving at 100 HP, only in time for the Nocturne to show up, and Beishuan to get the kill. On's ready to block the culling. BLG are up 2,500 gold at 11 minutes into the game.
Beautiful coordination. BLG keeping up the pressure, invade the jungle, assassinate the jungler. As soon as the Ashe Arrow was up, The cooldowns, we were looking at these ultimates, BLG immediately using them. Bwipo here getting roasted under the tower as well.
Bwipo chose this matchup. He wanted to play the Urgot into the Rumble, and now, with no kills on this top side, he is down almost 600 gold to Bin's Rumble.
Inspired.
Finds on, but the support Shen making some distance for now. Busio jumps in there with a Zenith Blade, but here comes Knight! Equalizer ready to make this fight go BLG's way. Inspired is dead again. BLG have low health bars, but FlyQuest don't have the damage. Quad makes his way over, but he's just killed instead. A double kill for Knight as Bin's protected by Stand United, and the taunt's ready to find another. BLG get 3, and FlyQuest just look lost.
A house that was filled with hope is being put to silence as BLG decimates FlyQuest. 8-1 the kill score, a 4K gold lead. These globals are stopping FlyQuest from doing anything on the map.
BLG are relentless. They win the top side fight. They're getting free money on the bottom side, and you can see the FlyQuest staff know it. Everyone can feel it.
This event has been an event where champions with globals, with semi-globals, have been very powerful. And this is just showing it once again here for BLG.
FlyQuest tried to get a pick onto On, but Knight is in range. He always has that prio. The arrival of Bin just melting through Inspired. He's first to fall, meaning the BLG still have a numbers advantage. But then the Nocturne arrives, again guaranteeing that numbers advantage. Quad gets taunted, so he can't even use his ultimate available, or feared rather, and then the taunt with the Stand United to finish things off. BLG gets so much, and FlyQuest get nothing.
BLG. In the organization's history, they are 9-6 in Game 5s. FlyQuest in organization history are 8-6. Very similar records, but here today, it's BLG with a commanding lead. 13 minutes in, Knight goes in to cut off the escape route for Bwipo, and now he and Bin are looking for another kill. Beishuan shows up just to secure it, and BLG are almost 5,000 gold ahead.
And BLG's organization history at MSI is finals, both past 2 years. Let's see, on the road again. They do mount a little bit of a defense. You see the Zillion coming over to rotate as well, but there's no real threat there. There's no real damage for FlyQuest, so it's not much of a threat.
And I thought to myself, after seeing this draft, in Game 5, Knight, arguably your best performing player, you want to put him on a Galio? Wow. You can see what this man is capable of, regardless of the champion that he is playing, the impact that he is constantly able to have. A 1.6k gold lead over Quad, a solo kill in the mid lane. His presence has been felt across the Rift.
Yeah, his Galio has always been so incredibly good, and they're just showing it here. BLG, honestly, it is going to have to be a mistake from them at this point, Flowers.
Yeah.
Only 1 kill for FlyQuest, that one that they got back in the bottom lane.
The Zillion has been invisible early on. We know the champion struggles early, but it's had no impact. Now, again, BLG making another play. It's Beishuan and Knight, the arrow, ready to join up and guarantee they've got a little extra firepower, but they still don't have the kill secured. Beishuan with a Dustbringer on the very end. Bwipo alive with just a little bit of HP. The caster minions, oh, they get him low. He was down to 20 HP, but he lives. Inspired's not gonna, and that's another kill for Knight. 11-1, BLG. Slamming Game 5.
FlyQuest are just being suffocated. They can't respond to any of the proactivity coming through from BLG. Anytime they try to make a play, the globals just come through. These picks are working wonderfully for BLG as they completely shut FlyQuest down.
Masu's Lucian trying to get something back here on Elk, but the calling just mostly fired into a minion wave. The Zillion has not done anything early. The Lucian Leona that was supposed to be powerful ends up losing because of a slight misclick early on that cost Masu half of his health. Inspired, who has been so critical for all of FlyQuest's success so far today, is off to a 0-4 start as BLG have focused him down, and Bwipo's counterpick has paid no dividends.
Credit to BLG. Their endurance in this best of 5 to go the full distance here, to clutch it back in the previous game. And here in game number 5, they're the ones with plenty left in the tank.
BLG, man, the caliber of this team. Kobe, you already said it. They've been to back-to-back MSI finals in a row, and they don't want to be stopping anytime soon. Inspired, trying to get away from Knight's heroic entrance as Busio throws a defensive solar flare. BLG still going forward. Inspired, trying to get away. Whippo's in the middle of everybody, but BLG's too far ahead. FlyQuest lose 4, BLG lose nothing. A triple kill to Ben.
It's simple devastation. An admirable attempt from FlyQuest as they respond to the offensive plays from BLG, but it just isn't enough. They're too far behind in gold. The mid tower hasn't even fallen yet, and it's a 7K gold lead for BLG.
So deep in the Fearless draft, and looks like they're going to start to get the rest of these towers. All these outers are so low. Dragon picked up at the same time. BLG know they have complete control of the map and they can take it all.
It's not a common sight that at 15 minutes into the game, you see a half HP 80 carry step up to finish a turret while the enemy mid laner with flash and ult is standing right there. But that's the reality this game. BLG are so far ahead. On just going to continue looking for opportunities here. He can easily escape from Busio. FlyQuest scrambled to defend, but the fights still look like this.
Yeah, let's take a look. They get the collapse. Inspired started it out, and BLG, once the Galio comes in, there's no escaping. Alpha Game flashes forward here to finish off the extra kill.
It's a good Leona ultimate, but again, it's just a matter of gold. They don't have the resources needed. They came so close to killing Knight. But you can see the frustration on Whippo's face. They come close, but to be this far behind this early on makes every fight so hard.
It's nigh impossible at this point, right? We're talking 8,000 gold, 18 minutes into the game. You've got the 2 Drakes for the stat bonuses as well. Kobe, you already mentioned it, but I just have to reiterate, it would take a massive mistake from BLG to lose from this point. They have absolutely dominated the first part of this game. All of their lanes won. Everybody was locked in, and they've been playing this global comp together beautifully.
So, remember the quote that I told you when it looked like FlyQuest were down 9,000 gold earlier in the series?
Yes.
If you don't have faith, why are you even here? This game, that gold lead though, is like almost a full 10 minutes, almost 15 minutes even earlier into the game. And so that's why it just feels so much more suffocating, as well as the extra restrictions put on to the composition with Fearless mode coming in. You just look at the possible opportunities for FlyQuest, and they don't have a lot of these tools, you know, not a lot of range available to them, you know, not a tremendous amount of wave clear. So it's really does feel like an iron grip here on the game for BLG.
The smallest individual gold lead on BLG. Beishuan up 1.2 thousand gold over Inspired. The largest individual gold lead is up there in the top lane. 2,500 gold for Ben's Rumble.
And even some of the tools that they do have for FlyQuest, like a Leona ultimate, long range, you know, maybe you can get a pick with that. Guess what? On already with the Mikhails will nullify the pick. He can Shen stand united to teammates, anyone who gets caught out here. So many members of BLG can cover each other because they have all of these globals. So let's take a look at this move from Inspired now. It's very dangerous territory to go deep, but he has the rest of his team here by mid-brush. Autocon's available, and objective bounties have been on for a long time, so
yeah,
maybe they can look to cash in on some objective bounty gold.
We've seen miracle fights happen at this MSI, and FlyQuest is desperate for one. Perhaps a Zillion revive could be the game changer.
Well, they're going to need the most valuable revive of all time. A 9,000 gold revive from Quad is the prescription here for what ails FlyQuest, because otherwise BLG have just been so much better here in Game 5. On does get tagged, tries to get away. Solar Flare slows him down, but no stun means On gets away. BLG still grouped up around this bottom side, around the Otacon. FlyQuest using resources there. Now BLG confident to try to step up a little bit further. Knight waiting off to the side on a control ward. Inspired hit with the arrow, hit with the Nocturne, hit with the Galio. Inspired's already gone. And now they're not ready to stop. Masu gets another early Zillion ulti from Quad, so they immediately change their focus and switch over to Busio. BLG 17-1, 10,000 gold lead.
Cleanly executed once more by BLG. The Nocturne combined with the Shen means that the dive comp is just so effective. The amount of follow-up, the chain CC they have is ruthless. And BLG extend the advantage to 10,000, 17 kills to 1.
Yeah, this whole series had been close, back and forth, but this one is not that at all. Completely one-sided. Knight here, though, under attack, gets executed.
Finally a kill comes through for FlyQuest. 1,000 gold shutdown for Bwipo's Urgot as Ben tries to escape Masu's calling, but the firepower back from BLG is way too strong. Elk's on a killing spree. He flashes forward for some focused fire. Quad's gonna be his next target as he revives himself, and Busio's left to die. Masu's still burning, and Beishuan wants another Dustbringer. He's got the kill credit there onto the Leona as Busio drops, and now Inspired and Masu are the only ones left standing. BLG marching down mid lane.
BLG turning it up, and FlyQuest are out of gas. He even goes for the snipe.
The arrow was so close, and respect to Bwipo, doing what he can to get something back, finding a pick, getting that shutdown gold is at the very least some injection of resources. But BLG just respond by getting 3 kills of their own. They're gonna put themselves on soul point. And you have to feel that when that Baron spawns, they will not waste any time enforcing the issue.
Yeah. FlyQuest praying now for multiple comeback angles. Hoping for some sort of brush play maybe, getting there early with the vision.
Okay, On walks into the brush. They are gonna find him here. Shut down to Inspired. FlyQuest get kill number 3.
Nice pick. These are the type of traps that FlyQuest need to be fishing for. Shutting down On, his first death of the game, bringing them to 3 kills. Of course, it's a very small drop in the ocean, but it's better than nothing.
Gonna need a lot of Nautiluses for this one.
Oh, yes. You'll need many Nautiluses.
Of course. Maybe even game number 3 running back through their minds right now. And how close that was.
Let's take a look at all the resources available here for the side of BLG.
Whoa,
Seekers, Arm Guards ready to go. Stand united on Ben to bring On into the mix. Knight also looking here. Busio and Bwipo. The one's not close to the turret. Bwipo's gonna get taunted immediately. On dropping the Spirit's Refuge, trying to front line, but he's gonna be pulled into the grinder. Bwipo gets another kill.
I mean, On was the one that kept getting caught in their game 3, and that's the second time now that he's been caught. He was deathless up until about 20 minutes, and now back-to-back within the last 5 minutes, he finds himself with 2 deaths.
Every journey starts with a single step, Vedius.
That it
and
does.
Sometimes it's On stepping in to die.
I mean, I will admit right now with this kind of goal difference, it feels like that the trip they're taking is up Everest. But hey,
yeah, it's a long one. It is a very long and windy road.
They've taken their first step indeed. They just need to take a few more.
Well, unfortunately for FlyQuest, one of the steps that can now easily be taken by BLG is an early Baron. When you're up this much, when you're up 10,000 gold, 3 Drakes, owning the entire Rift, Baron's a pretty good play.
Yeah, hoping for some miracles here. These big epic objectives arriving on the map is actually the tiny ray of hope for some sort of crazy steal, crazy sort of action to pop off.
We're gonna need something really crazy for FlyQuest to have a chance here. On, grabbed there by Busio's Zenith Blade, but not under any real pressure. We'll see if they want to engage. There it is. Enchanted Crystal Arrow finds the Leona. Busio down to half HP. Forced to flee. Resurrected by Quad, but now the Chrono Shift is already down. Inspired dealing with Beishuan off to the side. On doesn't hit the taunt. Busio wants to go into the back, but he's already dead. Bin, godlike. FlyQuest, no chance.
I mean, The good news for FlyQuest is that a lot was just used by BLG. If Inspired can get within range of the Baron, there's a possibility of a steal, but BLG aren't even starting the objective.
The objective is kill FlyQuest, and BLG are happy to oblige. Beishuan unstoppable, Inspired dead. Galio with a grand entrance yet again, a double kill for the BLG jungler. Knight goes over the wall, but the taunt doesn't find a target. BLG's already got the minion wave, and they'll knock down the tier 3 turret. No Baron required.
They can go get it at their leisure right now. Turn around, collect the Baron. BLG just dominating game number 5. Over 12,000 gold lead, and they can turn to look for picks as well. They're brush camping in the jungle.
BLG just have to stop FlyQuest from getting anywhere near this objective. Busio. He has to try. What other option do FlyQuest really have?
Well, there's no solar flare available. Inspired just now respawned. Enchanted Crystal Arrow hit another target, and Quad's gonna die before he can even cast a spell. TP coming in from FlyQuest, but it just doesn't matter. Ben's got another double kill. Masu's got another death. Inspired wants an angle here. He jumps in after Beishuan and goes for Elk. Inspired with a shutdown, but it's just a drop in the bucket now. Bwipo's chasing after Ben, but Inspired's already been killed, and only Bwipo's left standing. Ben with a flash, another kill comes through. BLG with the ace.
It's a clean, at the cost of Elk, they're able to ace all of FlyQuest. It looks like they're not going to try and end the game, though. The resets are going to come through. They're still going to play for the Dragon. They don't want to push their advantage that much further. Instead, they're going to take their time as we look back at the decimation of FlyQuest.
Running them down here. Rumble ult goes down. They get the first kill. Inspired at least looking to farm some clips at the end of this replay, though. He's going to go for a tuber. Nice little execution there at the end, but BLG, they have this so heavily under control that they have actually set a new record in game 5s. This is the worst kill differential in game 5s. It just surpassed the 2014 World Semis between RNG and OMG. That was the previous record of a kill differential of 23. Oh, it's just tied now.
Okay, we're tied.
So they need one more to pass it.
Exactly. There's your priceless moment of the game as the Dragon Soul is claimed. Now they've got Baron for another 75 seconds, plus they've got the Dragon Soul, plus they've got 15,000 gold lead, plus they have twice the flowers their opponents do, plus they have all 3 Void Grubs.
Yeah, it's a rough one. And it's a disappointing way to end the series. It's been a very competitive back and forth, and BLG, a small mistake, exploded into an unbelievable goal lead. 15,000 is the difference. Knight pushes in the mid wave. BLG need another wave on this bot side. It's still a ways away. FlyQuest doing what they can. They get good damage down onto On.
And Knight just stays near that cannon minion, keep it enchanted with Baron, allow it to have the extra range, put the pot shots in on that mid lane inhib. Now the arrow fires out, but Bwipo doing a good job buffering through it, trying to use the disdain to get away, but the tier 3 turret is already about to die. FlyQuest have no lines to defend. BLG will claim the first inhibitor and move on to the second.
All right, second one picked up effortlessly. FlyQuest, they need that miracle with the Dragon Soul on top of it. I don't see any member of BLG going down unless they dive the fountain at this point.
Well, they'll move their attention up to the top side. Tier 2 turret the target. This is the only lane with any turrets left standing at all in it. As the other 2 inhibitors are down, Knight's gonna be the target, but BLG are ready to back him up. Stand United plus Paranoia to reinforce the mid laner. The CC on Bwipo. Busio stuck at the front line. He tries to get away and survives for now. FlyQuest trying to find any angle they might have, but they can't get anything.
Knight even dodging the ultimate from Urgot there as they try and engage on him. So many things to cover, and
oh, look at Inspired's health just melt. Elk with 3 fully completed items just tears through these health bars.
They don't have the Baron anymore, but that doesn't mean they need to retreat. It looks like with the HP bars, they are a little hesitant to continue this siege. Oh, I stand corrected. Knight gonna interrupt the back. Beishuan trying to get a bit of health back from the jungle camps.
Okay, Beishuan's at half HP. Teleport coming in from On to join up with the rest of the team. Equalizer dropped as the final tier 3 turret will be killed. Been taking a lot of damage, but he still has the stasis ready to defend. Whippo gets the chrono shift, but it won't matter. Quad's gonna die first, inspired with a Guardian Angel, but he's nowhere near the defense point as Whippo's about to die. Elk flashes in, and BLG scrambles to protect him. Beishuan versus Inspired off to the side, but the rest of BLG is on the march. They were pushed to the edge, but BLG stand tall and eliminate FlyQuest from MSI.
In the final game, it is not close. Game number 5, BLG just smash it.
A frustrating feeling for FlyQuest and their fans as they had come so close once more. But BLG, with this global style composition, just decimate their opponents, and they execute it flawlessly. BLG will stay strong here at MSI as they look for a rematch of the LPL Finals against AL.
Going deep into Fearless best of 5s really does become another game. Beautiful stuff from BLG when it matters.
BLG, they want another finals. They want another appearance.